Hello everyone, this is to do with sorry, it didn't get recorded again. If what I wanted to do is I went into transaction. I went into the receipts. Under the receipts you have prepayment on unapplied cash, applied document, miscellaneous receipts. We're going to do type as receipt. Under the document order, we are going to say document number, and we wanted to select as a receipt as a payment. We're going to receive it as a check, but you can also receive cash from them. If you're doing a check, where that check is going to go to, you're going to find it and it's going to go to your TD bank. We're going to select that, and what we're going to do is we are going to allow these two boxes. We wanted to do this because allow adjustments in the receipts and allow edit after we printed it. So we have done that. Next one is numbering. Numbering will be for the invoice. We wanted to start numbering will be 1,000. Our debit memo, we wanted the number to start 450. For the credit memo, what we want is the 250. And then we have a interest, which is going to be interest. Your interest invoice starts with 50. These are numbers that are given to you by your boss, so by your employer. So these are some of the things. And then what we wanted to do is we wanted to leave everything blank. Now what we needed to do is we wanted to select the statement. This statement, we are what this does is this is aging. So it tells us when we print the statement how long these customers hasn't paid us. So these are some of them. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to save the changes. But the changes that we made, once we save it, we have to close it. Now that's the first thing we do is this set up the options. So then we go in an order. So that's what you will be asked to do in the test too. Next one is your account set. So we're going to click on the account set. So now we're going to be creating it. In this case, we are going to be creating a different type of account sets. We have two companies. We have two type of currency. We have a Canadian currencies and we have a US currency. Before we do that, we're going to minimize it and we're going to select our GL accounts. And when we're doing it, what we wanted to do is we wanted to select, we're going to add two accounts. We have, if I were to do that, if you double click on your chart of accounts, we want to know if we have two accounts receivable account. In this case, we only have one accounts receivable account. What we wanted to do is we wanted to create another one, but this is a Canadian one, and we wanted to this one, what we wanted to do is change the description. If I wanted to change the description, I double click it, and what we wanted to do is this will be our Canadian Canadian accounts receivable. And then what we're going to do is we're going to save it. I'm going to save it, and then we're going to create another account which will be your 1101, and that is also going to be called accounts receivable, but it's for your accounts receivable from your US customer. So in this case, it will be from our US customer. So we have two type of customers, receivable EI. Two type of receivable. One is a American, one is your US. And the same thing, what we needed to do is in this case it's an account and it is a balance sheet account, and the group will be your accounts receivable. So make sure you know how to do this because we've been asking you to do this for all the tests. And then we're going to add this account. And then what we also wanted to do is we wanted to change the description of our two accounts, and we wanted to create two accounts. So let's do that. That is page 13 of your book in accounts receivable. I'm going to close this, and then first, if you're changing the description, you have to be in chart of accounts to create the description. So let's go to our revenue accounts. Under the revenues, what we wanted to call it, we wanted to call the 46,100 sales 100 sales return, and what we wanted to call it, this we wanted to change the name of it. What is the name? What would be sales? It should be the account sales discount and returns, and we wanted to do it for both departments. So this is the first one, and then now we're going to go to the next one, and next one is also going to be called sales discount slash return. So that will also be saved. Now the system is asking you to create 2 more accounts, which is your bad debt expense account. If some customer doesn't pay it, we needed to write them off, and that what we wanted to create new accounts. So in this case, it'll be a bad debt expense. Bad debt expense, and that will be we needed to create it. In this case, it's a division, and there's an income statement account, and the normal balance in this account is an expense, it's a debit balance, and the group that we want is the other expense. The group that we want is for the other expenses. Let's see if I find the other expenses. So that's the group is going to be, and I'm going to add it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to create another one, and the next one is 6215, and it is our 200 account, and again it is for the bad debt expense. And this is going to be your division, and then what we're going to do is it's a debit balance, it's an income statement account, and we want it to be called an other expenses. So that's what they have to do other expenses. So we have created all the accounts, and then we also wanted to create a prepayment account, and those prepayment account we wanted to be called, and it should be in your it's an asset under the asset account. So let's create them. Let's 1103. The one is 1103, and it is our prepayment, because this is what we're going to be using. 1103, we already have that account, but we wanted to call it prepayment, and it is for our Canadian. So sometimes some of the accounts are there. I didn't realize we had the account was there. I don't think we have a US one. So I'm going to do is I'm going to save it under save it here, save it and close. I'm going to see what other ones we have. Do we have a prepayment for the US? We have both of them, 03 and 03 and 05. We already have them. In this case, it should be less. I think we needed to change, see if everything is the way we wanted it. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to check if everything is right. In this case, they wanted you to change it to a normal balance to be a credit balance, and it's a balance sheet account, and we wanted to put it under the accounts receivable. Remember what we did is we created them and before, and these ones were the one we downloaded it from the trial from the Excel sheet. So that's why what we're doing is we're changing the group code for those ones. So we are changing the group code for those ones. So all we're doing is we're modifying them. So that's what we are modifying them. So let's go, we're going to save it, and then we are going to go to our next one, which is your US. Again, it is going to be a credit balance, and it's a balance sheet account. And then what we wanted to do is we wanted this one to be set under your accounts receivable, and we'll select it because we wanted to connect this account to your to our setup account. So we're going to do a save, and what we're going to do is the next one is my inventory, and we want to know, I don't know if we have it there or not. Less inventory, we have electric division. Change the description of the account. So what we wanted to change it 1210. Now we have to see what we have it. I'm going to go next to see my next division. I already have that set up. I thought we didn't have it set up, so this is already set up. Now we have a one is electrical division and one is machinery division. So 1210 should be our machinery division, and 1200 should be our electric division. I'm going to save it, and I just wanted to make sure if those are two accounts are right. So I'm going to go to your inventory. Where is my inventory? So we have an inventory for electric, inventory for machinery, and they both are my asset accounts. Now what we wanted to do is we wanted for this one, we wanted to make these accounts, we wanted the accounts receivable account to be a receivable account, and what we wanted to do is we wanted to connect them. So let's do the number, page 13, we're going to do step number 5. So when we do that, we wanted to go here, we have these are the two accounts, and then we wanted to make the both account to be a control account, because we wanted to connect them to our AR module. So we're going to go to save the changes, we're going to say yes, close it. I'm going to go to the next one, which is your save it, yes, subledger. So now what we did is we created the accounts. Now what we wanted to do is we wanted to put it under the account set. That's where we were before. So this is where we were before. We were making a account, we were setting up the account. So that's what we wanted to do. Now what we're going to do is we wanted to make these accounts as a these accounts that we created, we wanted to make them the control accounts, and they are done in the AR account setup. That's where they are done under the account. So in this case, what we wanted to do is we wanted to type, in this case, we don't have, we haven't set up the accounts receivable yet. Now we're going to do is, we're going to set up a econ, that'll be your accounting code, and the description will be, these are for the Canadian customers. So this is, and for the electrical division. So I'm going to say, write it down, Canadian customers, and for our electrical division. So we have two divisions, one is electrical division, and one is for our machinery division. So now this is what you can be asked to do. So then all you have to do is follow the instructions, what is given to you in the test. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to call it, the first one is your, you can make bigger to see if it's a Canadian company or US customer accounts receivable. So all you have to do is enlarge it to see the bigger picture of it. So we're going to select it, receipt discount. What we wanted to do is for this one, we wanted to do it our receipts, which is your 46,000, your revenue. We are going to go to 46,000, and what is your that's your discount or return. And then you have a prepayment account, and the prepayment account, we just created two of them. We changed it to as a credit, in this case 1103 for Canadian. When you have a write-off, your write-off account is the bad debt expense that we just created, 6215, I believe, and 100, 6215, 6215. And then we wanted the 100 accounts. In this case, that's what we were going to do. Now we did everything what we needed to do. We're going to add it. Now we're going to add a new icon. The new icon will be your US customer. So EUS, and then it will be for US customers. So US customers, and that's for your electrical division. And then what we're going to do is the control again, it will be 1101, your discount will be 4600, 100, and then next one is, if you did everything right, this should be walking in the park for you, because you have done this, you already created the accounts. All we're doing is setting them up now. So we add it, and then what we're going to do is we are going to create a new, and then it's for the machinery division, MCAN, and then it is for your Canadian customers, but it's for machinery division. And the receivable is your 1100, and you're going to go to the next one, your 4600, 200. Go to the next one, your prepayment is 1103. Then you go to the next one is 6215, 200, and then we'll be done what we need to do. So we added. Now we're going to go to create another one, and that is your machinery US customers. So in this case it is for your US customers. And that is your 1101 and 4600, 200. Then we have is 1105 and 6215, 200. Make sure you tab it to select. And what we wanted to do is now we close it and then we add it, save it, and we close it. The next one is your billing cycle. So the billing cycle is, we wanted to know in this case, what are we doing with this one? What we're doing is we're setting up the for our Canadian customers and for our US customers. So we're going to first set up for our billing is Canadian. When do we bill them? Canadian customers, and then in the frequency will be, in this case it is 30 days, depends on the company itself. And then who they submit the payment, we're receiving payments, they're submitting it to us, electrical division, the name of the company, and then the address, and then in this case the city is Toronto, and then province is Ontario, and then we go to M6S. I'm just going to put it in so that it is there, but you can put it in the full address depending on what the question is asking you. So that's for our Canadian customers, and I save it. Now we're going to do the same thing for our US customers. So US will be your billing cycle, and US and it is for your US customers. And the 30 days, enter the same address as before. I'm just going to put the name of the company is Omni Electrical Supplies. In other words, this you only have to do it once, and once the company is set up, then you don't need to do this, worry about this again. AR Ontario, in this case it is M6S3M2, and we go here and then we say add. So in this case we have done it. Now we have done that. Now we are going to go to our distribution codes, and then we're going to set up the distribution codes. So let's double click on the distribution codes. It just takes time. So it's ELEC, that's the distribution code, and it's electrical sales. And then what we're doing is we're setting up our codes. We already done them. All we're doing is setting up the revenue accounts when we do the invoice. So the inventory account will be 1200. The cost of goods sold account is your 5100. So that's what the account is. So now in this case, what we wanted to do is we wanted to add it, and then we create a new, and new one will be MAC. That's for your machinery sales. It will be for, the first one was your electrical sales, the other one is your machinery sales. And then what we wanted to do is we wanted to select which revenue account when we do an invoice should go. Your inventory will be 1210 because that's a machinery inventory for the division, and your cost of goods sold will be your 5200, and then tab it over to see it. So now what we're going to do is we are we have done what we needed to do in this case. Now we are going to add it, and that's been added, so I'm going to close it. So that's, we have done, these are the first you do option, then account set, and then we have to, the next we're going to go to our interest profile, which is here. What we wanted to do is we wanted to, in this case they want us to minimize it because we don't have any accounts that are related to give customer the discount if they were paying on time before the time. So that's what we're going to be setting up. For that we need the account. So of course under GL accounts, what we needed to do is we needed to add to account. So let's do that. I'm just going to go here. We're going to add account. The first one we're going to do is 4510 and 100, and it is your interest income account. And it is a revenue account, and it's an income statement. The balance is credit, and then the the classification it goes with is your revenue account. So let's look for our revenue account. We're going to select it, and what we're going to do is we're going to add, and I'm going to add another one, in this case 4510, and we're going to create 200, and that is also an interest income, and it is for, it has a credit balance because it's a revenue account, it's a division, and it's a revenue is our group account, is our revenue account. We select it, and what we do is we add it. In this case we are added. Now we're going to go back to where we were. We were in our AR module. Well, that's where we were trying to connect it. What we're going to do is we're going to call this as interest, EINT, and it's 0. So in this case it's the interest portfolio they were wanted. So in this case, if it's an excellent customer electrical division, so we have two divisions. We have excellent customers under electrical division, and maybe we have to set it up for the other one too, so for our machinery division too. So let's do electrical division. The interest income is this, we just created it, which is your income statement account. And if you could find it from here, if you don't want to waste your time, you could do 4510100 is the account. So it should, when you tab it, it should automatically come down. So it says, in this case, calculate the interest by select the balance. So we wanted to select the balance account. So in this case, leave every other field to be 0, and we're going to click on add. And then what we're going to do is we're going to save it, and we're going to add a new one. In this case, it's going to be minimum, MINT0. And then it is for excellent customers, and it is for our machinery division. And then the account that we wanted to call it 4510200, and then it is by the balance. That's what we wanted to do. So we are going to leave everything alone, and then we're going to create another one. We're going to add another one, and it's going to be your EINT 15. So they're going to get 15% depending what we're going to charge. The account they want us to charge it to 4510100, and this balance. And if they're overdue one, we're going to charge them the interest. These are the electrical division, and minimum interest charges in this case is $1, and the annual interest charge is 15. So minimum interest charge is 1%. The highest we could charge them is 15% of the balance they are owing to us. So we're going to add it. Now we're going to do another one. In this case, it would be minimum interest 15, and that is your MSC. Sorry, 15, and that'll be MSC. And that will be a balance, and we're going to say 1 and 15. One interest charges is 1% minimum, and the highest we're going to charge them 15%. What we're going to do is now we're going to add it, and we have done entering the interest profile for the people. So that this is where we were. So we entered the, now we're going to go to our payment code. We could have a different type of payment code. So let's select the payment code. The first one is we have payment code is we're going to go to, we already created the payment code previously, so let's see what is there. So we have a cash and we have a check. Those are the only one. So now somebody can pay us American Express too, so we are going to set up a American Express. So let's set up for American Express. And then what we're going to do is click beside the payment. In this case, it's a credit card. So in this case, it is a credit card, and we're going to add it. So in this, that's your first one. We can also receive payment as a form of a Visa. So as a form of a Visa. So let's do that. And then that is also called a credit card. And then we're going to add it. And we could also get a MasterCard. So Master, S-T-E-R, description will be MasterCard. And then it is also a credit card. We're going to add it. So now what we wanted to do is save it. We're going to close it. Now we're going to go to salespeople. When somebody sells it, we wanted to, when we do that, what we wanted to do is salespeople, they're going to get some money too, right, when they do it. So now we are going to enter our first one. Sales code is JS, and the person's name that goes with is Jamie Smith. So Jamie Smith, so when he or she sells, they're going to get some discount. So let's look at it, what their target is and how much commission we're going to be paying them the commission. So we can enter their employee number 125 because we wanted to put them on the T42. Whatever they receive, they have to earn, their target is 75,000 annual salary, annual sales. And then they're going to be paid commission if annual salary target is 7,500. Now, how much commission are we going to pay them? Depends. You have to pick it up. And what we're going to do is we're going to pay them 5% commission if they meet that target. So that's your first one. And what we're going to do is we are going to add, if you added, the statistic button comes up. And then what we'll do is if we have, these are the some of the targets that we could that we need here. So could be invoice, receipts, tab member. We keep it. Sometimes they could be selling it, but then people could be returning it too. All I'm going to do is save it. Now I'm going to add the next one. The next one is the initial is AB. It's for Amanda Bishop, A-M-A. And what we're going to do is the employee number 12344. Sorry, 12344. And their target, maybe they're new, their target is $50,000, and we're going to pay them commission, and they're not going to get as much commission as paid commission. They're not going to get paid. They're new, so they're not getting anything. So that'll be no, they're not paid a commission. Some are paid commission, some are not paid commission. So let's do next one. Next one is paid commission, and it is KC, and the name of the person is Christian. Carmichael. And their employee number is 125488, and their target is 85,000. Sorry, 8. Their target is 85,000. And what their paid commission? Yes, if they're paid commission, how much commission they're paid? They're paid 3%, so they're going to get 3%. What we're going to do is we're going to add it, and now what we're going to go to are terms. Again, similar type of things that we did in our AP module. So this should be walking in the park, like I said that, because we're just setting up what we did under there. So in this case, we are going to type here is your term code is 2. In this case 2, and the description will be if you pay within 2% discount if you pay within 10 days, otherwise you have to pay net 30. So that's what it means. So what we're going to do is we are going to, and it says calculate the basis with, in other words, tax is not on the tax, you don't get a discount on the taxes. That's what it means, excluded. And then what we're going to do is days from the invoice date. We're going to do everything. And now what we're going to do here is when you're doing the payment is you're gonna get payment number. It says 100%. If you pay within 10, you have to pay 30 days. Within 30 days, if you don't, you owe 100%, but your discount is 2% only if you pay within 10 days. So 2% discount if you pay 10 days, 30% on the 30th days, 100% of the amount is due. That's what it means. So that's what the first one is. You could always see what other options are available to you. In this case, we're selecting invoices from the invoice date. We're going to go to the next one. We're going to save it, and we're going to click new, and then your term code is 30 days. You have its description will be net 30. You pay within 30 days, the 100% of the amount is due. Included, no, and then it's so everything is default. So in this case, we don't need to do anything because they are paying 100% on the excluding. So in here, net 100% due 30 days. Within 30 days, 100% of the amount there, don't get any discount. So this is similar to what we did. We're going to do one more for the one with the 15 days. So the next one is your 15, net 50, due on the 15th of next month. And then again, it's going to be excluded. And we wanted to do is day, in this case now we wanted to do a day of next month. So that's what we were doing, day of next month. So that it's due the 15th of next month. So in this case, and when you go to next one, 100 days, change it to 15. They don't get any discount. And add it the last one is your installment. So we done 2, 10, net 30, net 30, and net due in 15 days. So we're going to do the installment. They can make a monthly installment. And it is going to be excluded. And then we're going to do it the installments end of next month. Discount type will be end of next month. And then in this case, the discount type is not there. So what we wanted to do, how much they're going to pay us each payment. So how much will be 25% on their first one. The what percent we're going to, what will be the date? In this case, it will be 25. So in other words, these people don't get a discount. These people don't get a discount. So you have to, when you're making an installment payment, you have to collect on the multiple payments. So then what we wanted to do is we wanted the system to put it in for us how much we are going to receive from them. They have to be equal to 100%. So you have to go to the next one to get your 25. They're going to make in other words, they're going to make 4 payments. Each payment will be 25. So each payment will be 25 in order to get to 100. That's what it means. So that's what they needed to do is it doesn't have to be, as long they equal to 100%. That's all it matters. It doesn't have to be 25. It could be 25-35, as long as it's equal to 100. So that's what we wanted to do, as long they are equal to 100%. So now the next icon, we wanted to go to your item. So in other words, what we are selling to people. I'm going to add it, we're going to close it. Under next one is the item, so we're going to set it up. Under the setup, we wanted to, what are we selling? In this case, our first inventory that we wanted to sell is PB 50, and it's a 1/2 inch pipe that we are going to be selling. Half inch, and it will be from plastic. Insulated bushing. And then in this case, then what we're going to do is we are going to click on the finder for the distribution code here. So we're going to do which department is it. In this case, we already set up the code. Everything is in there. We wanted to leave everything the way it is. Once we have done that, what we're going to do is we are going to go to our pricing, and then we're going to go to our taxes. So let's go to the pricing. So that's your next one is your pricing. So what we wanted to do, how much we wanted to charge them. So in this case, this is your units of measure, and your item cost, item price, and alternative tax base. So in this case, when we're doing it here, what we wanted to do is we wanted to type here, we wanted to type C in the unit, and then the cost will be 550. This will, your boss will give it to you, what to charge, what is the cost. This is the inventory, and the price that we are charging is $9.50. In other words, we're making a profit. That's the item price. So then go to your tax status. Under this, you want which kind of client is it? Is it HST? What are we charging them? So what we're going to do is, we already created it before, so we're going to do is we're going to find it. In this case, we're going to click on the finder. If it's a BC client, so that's what you're going to do. And then we have to one, and then what we're going to do is, if it doesn't go to the next one, you have to do an insert button. So we have the insert button to go to the next one, and we have a GST. We select it, and again, if it doesn't go to the next one, we have to do depending when we sell it, we needed to accept all of them. We don't know who we're going to sell this to, so we have to select any tax possible that the company can have to charge. So that's what we're going to do. So all of those needs goes in there. I'm going to you have to add it to see the statistic tab. So in this case, this is where the statistic is. That will tell you how many units are sold in that particular year. So that's what it does. So in this case, we're going to save it. Now we're going to do is we are going to create another item, and another item will be created here. In this case, it'll be PB 75. That's our next one, and it is for 3/4 plastic bushing. And then it is in the department, which department code is it? It's in the electric. We'll select it, everything comes up, and then we're going to charge the pricing. So in this case, the pricing here will be pricing here. They told us on the item the pricing will be your C, and then the cost is $8.30, and we're going to charge $13.50 to the people. Tax will be again if all of the tax codes. So we're going to select it. If it doesn't go to the, when you do the next one, if it doesn't go, you have to do the insert button. We're going to select it, go to the next one, double click, we're going to do HST, and then we're left with the US. So let's do the US. We're going to go to US, select it. We're going to done that, we add it, and the statistic button comes automatically. So in this case, if you look at it, I made a little, not mistake, I was trying to type it fast. I didn't enter the description properly. Plastic. It is called PB. It's not on the same. PB75 is the item number, and the you want to change it? Yes. Oh. And it's gonna be 3/4 inch plastic. It didn't save before because I made a change and I did not save it. Because if you make a mistake, it's okay to go back and fix what needed to be fixed. Now I'm going to enter all the taxes that need to be done. Next one is your GST. Go to the following one. We have HST. We also have our US customers. So we're gonna add it. We done PB. Now we are gonna go to our second item, which is your PB10. We add it, and I'm gonna save it. And now I'm gonna go to the next one. Your item number is PB10, and it is your 1 inch pushing, and that is for your electrical department. Everything else comes up. Now we're going to go to our pricing. Under the pricing is a C, and then the price is $14.20, and then we're going to charge $23.40. Our taxes are, again, for all your all of them, BCPST. Then go to the next one is your GST. Then we have next one is your HST selected, and then we have your US people select, and then we have to save it to see the statistics. So in this case we have done. So now we have a lot of them. We have your RS50 and RS10, 1070. Go ahead and enter them. So I am saving. Now I'm going to add a new one. So it's on page 34 of my printout of your book. Again, you have to select all the taxes. If it doesn't go to the next one, again, it is your insert button that you have to use. Select and go to the next one, HST. Then we go to the last one, which is your US taxes. So we have a US and select it. You add it. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So let's do our next one. So save it, new. 1, 0. This you only have to do it once, and once we done it once, then what happens is next time, anytime you have a new inventory, that's when you have to add it. You have a pricing we charge is $9. In this case, you could have whatever. In this case, it's each. So that's the part here. Unit of measure is each. In other words, it's a each cost. So each one is costing $9 and $15. We're gonna sell it to the item price is 15. Let's go to our taxes. When you have a taxes, you have to go through each one. So select and then go to the next one. If it doesn't go, insert and you select your next one. Sometimes it doesn't go, so you select. We have a HSD selected, then we have US, we selected. Now we've done everything for this one. Now we are going to go back to our next one. Not go back, now we're going to add the 52C one, and that is your square 4-inch square cover that we are selling. Again, it is your electrical division, and then the pricing we are going to charge is, the pricing is measured with C, and it is $62, and the item price is $98. So we go to the taxes. The first one is your BC, all of them. Select first one, select the second one, select the third one, select the last one, and what we're going to do is we are going to add it. Let's go here. Now we are left with 2 more, almost there. So in this case it is PR 150, and it is for drill press, and it is for our second division, machinery, and everything is there. We are going to do SA each. Item cost is 33,750, and the unit is 55250. All the The tax authority is same for the company. Selected GST. HST. Yes. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add it, save it, and now we are the last one. This is our last inventory that we needed to add, PN26, and it's a punch press. And it is for our machinery sales. We're gonna go to here, and it is by measured by each. If you make a mistake, we can always come back and add it or change it to whatever need to, or you could delete it. The inventory can be deleted too. So not necessary that whatever we setting up is that maybe they can discontinue it too, right? So these things can change. Now we're gonna add it and we close this. So now we are gonna go to your common types. What our common types are, what you wanted to do is how should be in the first one we have a call. In this case, call the customer. So that's what we're gonna do. So if your comment is call, then it's going to be call the customer. So it could be whatever related to whatever the customer wants it. In this case, call the customer. So in this case, what you could do is the following variables can be added. You could add a add. So in this case, what we could do is we could do the email messages too. So I'm going to go to close it, and then you could go to the email. In this case, under the email, you could type an email. This is automatically kind of done for you. In this case, dear customers contact. So in other words, when this mail goes out, it automatically. So now if you've seen it, this is relate specific to the customer. So that's what it is, if that's what these dollar signs are. Now we're going to go to you could review the message and see if this is a message is right or not, or if you needed to change anything, we could change it. In this case, if you look at it, this is like a default email message. And then we could also, what type of a message do we want to, we could also find what type of message we want. Do we want a statement email? Do we want it a letter email? Do we want it a receipt email? These are some of some of the other options that we have it available. That's, in other words, that's what some of the options that we have it available. So what we're going to do is, in this case, we are going to close it because we didn't change anything. The next field is the optional field. What is the optional field is extra information that is available for us to enter. So in this case, this is the drop down window. These are some of the choices we have: customer and customer groups, ship to, invoices, all those things. What we're going to do is we're going to double click, and in this case, what we're going to do is we wanted to select the customer and customer group, and then we wanted to do is we are going to, if you wanted to go here, you could add the optional field here too. So you could add, and here what we're going to do is, this is our region, and then what we're going to do is we're going to select, and when you do that value set, you could change that to yes. Once you do that, and what we could do is you're allowed to make the changes. So in this case, we wanted to do that, so we will add it, and once you save it, then you close it. And the last one here is GL integration. So this is your GL integration. So in this case, what we have is select integration tab. So this is my integration tab, and some of the things are already there. In this case, during the posting, create a new batch, do not consolidate, those are always there. So if I were to go to the transaction tab, what it does, it displays a lot of other things that is there. If, for example, if I wanted to go to a transaction type and I wanted to go to the invoice, what it does is it tells me invoice GL entry, and GL entry, what it should be in there. So that's what we're going to do is, this is the extra information that we can add if we needed to. And says, in this case, we are just to show you what else can we add here. So these are some of the things that you could do. So these are I'm just accepting as a default. We don't need to add anything. In other words, when you print it, what should come up on your invoice. So I'm going to close it. These are defaults. Some of the defaults automatically comes. So now what we've done is we're done with the setting up. If we're done with setting up, now what we need to do is we needed to print them. So first thing, we wanted to print it. When you're doing the reports, what we did is we set up, and you're going to go to the setup report. And the first thing you're going to do is the account set. You're going to print it. In this case, you have to save it. So that's the first one you needed to do. The second one you have to do it is, before you do this, you needed to make your printer destination to be preview, and you're going to select them as a letter. So you're going to do that. So all you have to do is whatever we done, now is the time for you to print it. So you're going to do the first one, account set. You can do billing cycle, then you have to do distribution. We did the interest, so we have done all of them. It's your job to print them. So this is where all of the things are: billing, distribution, interest, payment code, salesperson, and then term code. These were some of the ones, the setup codes that we set. So it's your job to print all of them and hand it in for marks at the end of the day. Thank you for listening to me, and I'll see you guys in a class. Before we go, you needed to dump the file. So again, you always have to dump the files before you leave, because you needed to keep running files of every chapters you do. Thank you for listening to me. Take care and bye.